my name's Jenna, and in today's video, I'm showing you this full face look of my Trinny London stack. Before we do that, in case you've never heard of Trinny London, let me give you a little background. So Trinny Woodall is basically a style and skin expert. She's in the UK and I'm in the US. I actually know of her because I love the show What Not to Wear, and she was the UK host for that show. And following her on social media, she is a riot, but she has such amazing tips. You'll love following her. Give her a follow. In the meantime, she, I think it's a couple of years ago now, launched a makeup brand, and I was super excited because they featured all cream products. I have dry skin, and cream products have always looked the best and most natural on my skin, but they're tough to find really great ones. So when Trinny launched this brand, I was very interested. So when I first heard about the brand, I placed an order online using their Match to Me, which is basically their shade finder. They know that people are nervous to buy things online because it can be so nerve-wracking to find the right shade. So Trinny's Match to Me, I have to tell you, was totally correct for my first order. So I've been using Trinny products a lot. I'll let you know some of my favorites, some things I love, show you how they work. And if you have any questions, let me know. Enjoy the tutorial. Okay, here we go. My hair is tied back. Step one, we are going to apply BFF in the shade Light. It comes in this really useful tube. I'm almost running out, which is tragic. But I'm gonna take about 2 pumps to start. And this has, I believe, SPF 30. And this is basically the Trinny London base. I like to apply this with this flat top kabuki just because it's really fast for me and I make sure I get nice even coverage. So this is very sheer coverage. This is essentially your base, wakes up your face, gives you some of that dewiness, radiance. I love that. I'm gonna apply a bit more so I can go up to my forehead as well. Again, because this has SPF, and it's also, because it's a tinted moisturizer, giving me some hydration as well. To prep my skin, I had cleansed, toned, and exfoliated. Then I added a face oil. And so this is just giving me some added hydration. And Trinny does the same thing. She'll often put a face oil on before adding this. So what I like about this is it gives me my SPF. And I always think the key to full coverage but natural looking skin is to start with a base. So I love this product. It's been great. It lasts a really long time too. Next, I'm going to apply BFF Eye to Eye, and I am in the shade Izzy. So this is Trinny's concealer and serum in one. I have to tell you, I absolutely love this product. I think because my eyes feel so soft and smooth when I use this. So I love the hydration that it gives. And let me actually do one eye at a time so you can see that it really does provide a lot of coverage. Put a little too much on there, but I can work that down to the redness so you can see it there too. But it just brightens. And again, I think as the ingredients, I believe there's some vitamin E and hyaluronic acid in here that really hydrates this area. Super delicate using my ring finger. But see that before and after? Sneaky, really good coverage. But it's so hydrating. I am telling you. So, before, after. I'll just dab a little more. This lasts a long time, just like most of our products. And I'll use this all over that eye area. Put a little too much, so I'll use my middle finger to kind of spray it out more evenly. Perfect. And again, this is something that you can take down to the redness on your cheeks. I know a lot of the Trinny tribe, that's what Trinny calls her, girl gang, loves to use this on any healing acne marks because it's so soothing and hydrating. Just looking in the mirror, make sure everything's even. But yeah, I absolutely love this product. And I'm telling you, it makes you want to touch your eye all day because your eye area just feels so smooth. It's a bit more liquidy than her other products, but that's because it's that beautiful texture, really like an eye cream. Okay, now for my favorite product. This is Just a Touch. This is Trinny's concealer and foundation in one. What I love about this is you can use your fingertips or a brush. Because I'm just a bit quicker with a brush, I'm going to use, this is the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush to quickly apply this. And I just take, you saw I just quickly dabbed into the jar or the pot. And I'm just going to kind of like stamp this onto my face. And you're gonna see my little redness disappear. And know that when I'm touching my face, my skin gets a bit pink. So I'm always careful not to apply too much of any product because my skin tends to calm down once I'm done doing my makeup. But I just dab this on the nose. See how quick this is? But if you look, I am getting some really impressive coverage. See that? And the other thing I love about this is it lasts such a long time. So if you're having any sticker shock from the products, know that they are packed with beautiful pigment. And this jar, if you see when I tap, barely picking up any product, and I'm able to build. Now, there are two tricks I learned from Cha-Cha, who's Trinny's makeup artist and kind of the head of artistry at Trinny. So what she'll do is she'll take the this is the Real Techniques blush brush, which has a really fluffy top and it's quite large. And she'll dab this into Just a Touch and barely touch the skin for a really airbrushed finish. So I love this when I'm making sure I'm not applying too much. Then another thing I'll do if I want a bit more full coverage in a certain area, I'll take a smaller brush. This is the Real Techniques setting brush. And I actually bought Real Techniques because that's what I see them use in a lot of the videos, the Trinny tribe. And I'll just like pat and dab this over a certain spot. I'm just looking in the mirror, making sure it's all even. I love this. I'm telling you, the best full coverage foundation product I've ever used. And I always reach for formulas like this, either a stick or a pot or a cream, because I think you get the best natural looking, hydrating coverage. And there you go. That's my base. Now I'm going to apply Kate, which is Trinity, she calls this Cheekbones. This is the contour. So it is truly that ashy, cool tone color, because that for my skin tone is exactly what I need when I'm looking to contour. So I won't do this step every day, but if I'm going to be on camera, this is one of my favorite steps to do. So I use a brush for this. This is, I think, a Morphe contour brush. And one of the reasons I use a brush for this is I feel this product has the biggest learning curve. So what Trinny always says is don't go beyond the end of your eyebrow. So I'll take a bit, go for my hairline, and just dab this in right in that area. And I'm going right under my cheekbone. I can literally feel the bone. And you see it just casts that little shadow. And then you can see a bit more in real life, but you'll see that bit of a contour giving me that cheekbone. And this will be blended as I use bronzer and blush, but I do think this adds a little something to the makeup. Because sometimes when I see people apply the wrong shade bronzer as a contour, it doesn't look natural, it looks odd. And so I think we do have to get used to using contour shades really as they're meant to be used. So this right here is my favorite place to use this, especially if I'm going to be on camera. I'll go ahead and put this right on the jawline. I'm going right behind the ear. Not something I would probably do in like an office setting, But because this blends out so nicely, you totally could if you like to contour daily. There we go, and right under the chin. You see there, bam, you see that nice shadow. So again, especially if I'm going to be on camera, I love to use this. And I use my fingertips to blend it out. And there you go. That is Kate. Some people will use this if they're contouring around their forehead or a little bit more on the cheekbones. But this is another product that, bang for your buck, this is going to last such a long time. There you go. That's Kate. Okay, now that Kate has us contoured, now it's time to bronze. So for Trinny's bronzer, she has 2 shades. One for light to medium, one for medium to deep. I've tried both. The lighter shade is called Gensta. I used that up. I loved it. But then as summer's coming around, I wanted to go a bit deeper with my bronzer. And also because I have a neutral undertone, oddly, sometimes light color families for bronzers don't show up on my skin. It's very odd. So sometimes a bit of a deeper tone works for me. So this is the shade Soala. I think it's called that. Sounds fancy enough, we'll go with it. And what I'll do is I'll take this shade, and it has a really unique texture. It's almost like a gel. And I'll use this because I contoured with Kate. I'll use this exactly where you're supposed to use bronzer, where the sun will hit. So I'm going basically like a W on the face. And I'm careful not to apply too much of this because I actually love Trinny's blush, which I have someone my whole life, because I was prone to pink cheeks, I often reach for bronzer over blush any day. But because my skincare has really been taking down my redness in the past few years, for the first time I needed to buy blush, and Trinny was the first blush I ever purchased, and I absolutely love it. But I like to use a bronzer just to warm up my face in the summer or spring and fall. I really go light-handed in the winter when it comes to bronzer, but I definitely see bronzer as a way to bring color into my face. So see if you can see the shade there. Let me do a quick swatch for you. It's a nice, warm, almost like terracotta. Now it's time to blush. Again, I used to never get excited about blush because I never used blush. This blush, I'll bring this down just while we're here. Anything left over, because I'm going to use the same brush. It looks more dramatic on camera, but my face matches my neck a bit more in the mirror. Now for the blush. I love this shade. This is Lip to Cheek in Chloe. First of all, one of my favorite names, one of my favorite Trinny tribe members, and this shade is a dream. So this shade, if you can see, it's almost like a mauve. This is the toughest shade to find that it will actually show up looking this color. So many brands have tried to make this shade, but I think Trinny nailed it. So I'm going to start, let me just put it on the lip to start. Fairly sheer on the lip, but it gives just that beautiful lips drenched in wine color. Then for the blush, I have an oval face that can sometimes lean hard. So I put my blush right here, right in the apples of the cheek, a bit to the outer part of my face. And I just put a little bit goes a long way. I love this color. And this is my favorite monotone look because I'm going to use this on my eye. I love this. So once I blended just a little bit and you see that matches really gorgeously with the bronzer, I take another brush, or sometimes my fingertips. Today I'll use a brush. And I'm going to tap this on the eye area. So I rarely wear eyeshadow because so many eyeshadows, because I have hooded eyes, eyeshadow tends to make my eyes look smaller. Because this is just the right shade that it almost just looks like My eyelid is naturally darkened. I just love how this looks. It looks natural. It's easy. Looks so funny when you're closing one eye. But I love that monochromatic look where the lips match the cheek and you bring in the look with the eye. I'll put a little more on this eye. There we go. And I focus a bit on the outer corner. And there you go. That is why I absolutely love Chloe Lip to Cheek. I'll use this all year. I can see myself as summer's coming, switching from this on the eye to maybe a bronzer on the eye. But as my base, even then, I'll still use Chloe. Now, I have two other eye colors from Trinny. I'm just going to show you. I got Strength Eye to Eye. And this is like a really deep purple plum. And I got this because sometimes a like really dark eyeliner on me during the day looks a bit too aggressive. I love it for nights or events, but I wanted something that wasn't black, wasn't brown, but was a really nice look for during the day when I wanted to find my eyes. So if I wasn't going for such a really natural look today, I would probably put this right on the lash line. Maybe we'll do that. Let's see. The other color I got, I told the specialist at the New York shop where Trinny is available, the John Lewis salon, that I love the look of bronzer on my eyelids. But typically, because bronzer is not a formula meant to be on the eyelids, it's pretty prone to creasing, which I think most products are. But I want something that just gave a golden glow, and that is Victory in Eye to Eye that I picked up. So this is really pretty. I'll give you a swatch of this. See how it's similar to the bronzer? Has a bit more gold to it, but you can really build this up. So I love this as like a wash of color on the eye. Let me add just a little to the center. And let me tell you, the only time in my life, oh, I love how that looks. The only time in my life that I didn't have eye makeup completely just fall off my face. I'll do makeup for events and then 2 hours later, all of the eye makeup I put in my eyelid is right in the crease. And I'm like, what happened there? I applied all this makeup. When Cha-Cha did my makeup in New York, I still had makeup on my eyes. This barely creased. It looked gorgeous all day. So I was so impressed with Eye to Eye. That's why it's probably, to be honest, the only eyeshadow or cream eyeshadow I'll ever pick up because it worked so beautifully. Let me show you. Let's use a little bit of Strength. I'll swatch this for you. So Strength again is that deep purple. Watch. Bam. So what I'll do, let me take a little bit. I'm just going to feel for my lash line. There you go. See how it just adds a little definition? It's really fast. I don't need any tools. But I'm literally just feeling where my lash line is. And then I'll blend those all together. But still look natural, but just a bit more defined. Let me go ahead. So the only thing I don't have of Trinny is her highlighter, and that's just because I have so many I have to work through right now. But this is my Trinny look. I'm gonna fix up my hair, maybe just put on some mascara, brush up the brows, and I'll show you the final look. I just wanted to show you guys the makeup in a different light because we know lighting can change everything. But there's my skin up close. Again, because they're cream products, it just looks like skin. I absolutely love these products. I'm telling you, this color just gets better as the day goes on. So I'll look at myself at like 9 o'clock at night and I'll be like, oh, my skin just looks so good. And I love how the bronzer and the blush blend together and just look like natural color. And see that color on the eyelids? Absolutely love these products. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. I'm just doing this YouTube thing for fun and wanted to show off some products I love from Trinny London. So let me know any questions you have. We'll see you next time. Bye, guys.